Okay, we got the old Town Topwater PDL in my messy basement. But that's okay, you know, there's snow outside. I live in the Pacific Northwest. All the lakes are frozen, so all I gotta do is drag it down here and try to fit it for April when the real fishing season starts here. My garage is currently full with a fishing boat and several other kayaks. So, yeah, this was the only place I could bring this. First off, let's talk about the Boondox Landing gear. As you can see, it's fitted. The way I fitted it is right behind the seat. And as you can see, it's right at 24.5 inches. Now, there's a couple of reasons I've done that. Because, number one, I've got the Scotty downrigger, and as you can see in the stowed position, it does not interfere with the landing gear at all. The downrigger just simply pops up, comes out like so. You've got your rod holder there. Obviously your rod goes, run the line through the downrigger, down it goes. You're good to go. On the other side, as you can see right here, the reason I've mounted it so far back, right here at this screw point, you have a plastic piece underneath that runs the two lines from the rudder drop down. You don't want to interfere with that. Also, the reason it's so far back is so that this rudder lever will come down back this way if I pull this leg out. Now, I do have an option, which I'm considering, is cutting the handle right about there so that we'll actually go all the way back without having to remove the landing gear. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I've mounted this here. I did consider putting it behind the milk crate here, and then the legs go that way. However, when you do that, you then have the legs sticking up in the air, and all the weight is going to be right here on this mount, which could cause stress to the hull. As you can see in this spot, all the weight is resting on the wheel, therefore none is on the mount, which is definitely going to increase safety for your hull. I really do believe that's the best spot for the Boondox landing gear. Now, I'll show you in the drop down position. Also, they changed the Boondox. You no longer have a screw down mount here to tighten these legs to hold them in place. Instead, they supply a bungee. That bungee simply clips right here on these rings to the wheels. And that will hold the wheels in place. I will now remove the bungee and lower the gear. There it is in the drop position. The light might not be the best. Same for the other side. In the down position. Now, as you can see, the rudder lever stops right about there with the landing gear in place, unless it's cut. If we pull it out, and I could stow it in the back, then there is obviously no stopping the rudder lever. Now the other thing that I've added to this kayak is the anchor wizard. Several of you, I'm sure, are familiar with that. I've got the line running all the way back, and I have the anchor wizard here. Now there's a reason I've done that. I've used anchor trolleys. I have one on my other kayak. However, the last thing I really want is having the anchor line run forward, which is where obviously you're sitting and casting. You don't want the line getting tangled around the anchor. So if you have a current or if you have wind, especially in a lake, which is mostly where I fish, you want to be opposite of that so that you're casting outward. Having the anchor drop down in the rear and stay there versus having it go forward and be tangled in the line, for me, is better. Now the anchor wizard is a simple thing. You just unleash that, and it drops down, and then you just twist this, and it comes up. So, anchor wizard, milk crate, fish finder mount, rod holder mount, Scotty downrigger, Boondox landing gear, boat complete.